Hi, this is going to be our first step from our start to finish project. This first step, what we're going to be doing is just a little photo editing. First, I'm going to start off with a picture. This picture is a little bit dusty, just a little bit, kind of just a little overexposed with the dust that's in the air. It's a picture of my kids that are walking down just a dirt road in Oak Glen when we were picking apples. And what we're going to achieve is this kind of vintage, I'll click on this picture here, vintage kind of vignette, golden autumn kind of picture. So first we'll start off with this picture, and my first step in editing, I always go into enhance, drop down to adjust lighting, and then go down into levels, or you can just hit Control L. And what I always do is my left arrow, I always bring it in about halfway through the first little hump. In this right arrow, you just want to make sure that it's at the end. I like to add just a little bit more, just to kind of even things up a little bit there. And once I get the desired look that I want, I press OK. And this just really continues the richness of the picture. After that, we'll go down to the bottom on the right, and in the layers palette, we'll click on an adjustment screen, go up to hue and saturation, and this will allow me to do an overlay over my picture that will adjust the saturation of my picture. What I'm going to do here is just pull the saturation down to where it's just a really nice kind of light, almost it's black and white with just a little bit of color. Okay, once I get the look that I want, I'm going to press OK. After that, I go up and I flatten. So what this is going to do is sandwich the two layers together. So I'll hit layer, drop down to flatten, and that will create the two layers into one. From there, what I want to do now is get the really nice rich autumn glow in this picture. So how I achieve that is by going into the filters, clicking on filter, and what we're going to do is add an adjustment filter of down on the bottom to the photo filters, and we're just going to add kind of a thin layer of color over the top. It gives you some default options here where if you want a cool, a red, whatever you want, you can find it there. I am actually going to customize and do my own color. Now I don't want this orange. I want it to be more of a rich gold, almost like a greenish gold, but not so green. So I'm going to move the color up from the orange up towards the yellow into the gold. Maybe not so yellow or so green. A little bit higher up. There we go. So this will end up being the color of the overlay. So I like the color, then I can choose the density. I want it to be a little bit more richer than what it's giving me. There we go, and that gives it just that nice, really rich golden sepia. After I get the color that I want, from there I go down to the burn tool, this little hand, and what this is going to do, it's going to burn the highlights in the pictures. So I just kind of click it around the edges. You can see up here where I've already preset it to highlight, exposure 50, and what I do is I just burn the edges to give it that nice vignette. This is just a nice, easy, simpler way of making a soft vignette around my picture. You can already see right up inside of the corner there where it's darkened it up. The corners I really like to add a little bit more. And then when it gets to the sides, I just give it just a little touch so that it, again, just gives it a nice smoky vignette. Now this picture will be a little bit different than the last one because I didn't use the exact photo filter. Plus in this picture, just for time's sake, I actually did not, there's a little right inside of this area here, you can see a caution tape, and in the picture that I edited previously that we're mimicking off of, I took my clone tool and just cloned in some grass there so that you couldn't see the caution tape. But for time's sake, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see that tedious editing process. So there we go. Once I get burning to the effect that I want, I have my finished product.